Good evening, this is Stacy and English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ninghoy Kim Kong Sai. First, the headlines. Community leaders conduct cleanup and renovations of Wall of Remembrance and Peace Ground. 58 Battalion CRPF and El Mulvom Village organized interactions with IDPs. UNC condemns assault on Naga tribesmen, calls for justice and end to targeted harassment. News in detail. Today, in a collaborative effort, the Kuki Kanglai Lompi Lamka Block and Tuibong Block today conducted a comprehensive cleanup and renovations of Wall of Remembrance and Peace Ground. This initiative aimed to revitalize the memorial site, honoring the martyrs who lost their lives during the ethnic conflict. Key activities of the program were reconstructions and repair of the stage and later, tribute to deceased martyrs with custom-crafted coffins. The project was spearheaded by civil society organizations, CSOs, and village-level authorities. The organizers extended invitations to diverse tribal representatives to share innovative traditional customs for wrapping the coffins, updating existing practices. This community-led initiative demonstrates a commitment to preserving the region's history and promoting intertribal unity. On November 2, 2024, at approximately 1:30 p.m., a relief camp interaction program was held at Sangha University, jointly organized by 58 Battalion CRPF and El Mulvom Village. Elizabeth, a social worker, moderated the program, which was attended by distinguished officials from the district administrations, civil society organizations, CRPF personnel, and notable figures, including Semin Tanglupeng, MCS, SGO Tuibong, Dr. Vipul Kumar, IGCRPF, Ramyapong KA Ningam, and Mohan Karanghaupu, Arun Kumar Zaip, Zakir Mohammed Hussein, IPS SP Churchampur, B. Pandey, IPS SDPO Churchampur, Kennedy Haukip, Information Secretary, KKL's General Headquarters, Mimin Tautang, Social Worker, Solin Mang Haukip, in charge, Relief Center, Sangay University. Key discussed focus on relief camp conditions and challenges, health services and medical camps, education support for displaced students, leadership development for camp residents.
Today, what we can do, we can discuss further about it, as I right now discussed with few of you, thinking about what solution we can have. There can be no immediate permanent solution as such that we have in our hand, but from our side, from the side of the force and from the side of the district administration, whatever the best can be done, that will be done. On the CRPF side, my all officers are here. I can assure one thing, that we are already present in this area, and whatever help is possible in our capacity, that will certainly do. Wherever we are posted or we are deployed, we try to help the community through what we call a civic action program. And I hope everyone would appreciate that as of now, in present times, civic action program would be more required for the IDPs than the regular people outside.
The CRPF issued regular health checkups for the displaced persons every 15 days. Following the discussions, a light refreshment was provided by CRPF 58 Battalion. The United Naga Council UNC is irked by the unwarranted act of looting, physical and mental assaults meted out to and innocent Naga fellows, namely V. Rangao Blashant of Kodom Kulen and Dalo of Liya Kulen belonging to Paumai Naga tribe on October 31st, 2024 at Lamsang areas Imphal on their way back to Senapati by the so-called Arambay Tingol AT. The UNC in no uncertain terms condemned such a barbaric act and questioned the motive behind their actions. In a statement made available to New My News Network tonight, the apex Naga body in the Manipur state said 17 months have well passed ever since the mayhem broke out on May 3, 2023, and all the ethnic communities living in the state of Manipur, including Nagas, as the third parties have been suffering untold miseries in every sphere. With all concerned and patience, hoping for resolutions to the ongoing conflict between the warring communities, namely Kuki-Zo and Métis. Naga people have endured all the hardships and provocations from both communities, yet it turns out otherwise and weight is being put upon the Naga people continuously in many ways, the UNC added. The Naga body then said it seriously viewed these provocative actions and demanded the state authorities to immediately identify and arrest those perpetrators of the crime and promptly dispense justice to the victims as per the law of the land. The UNC also asked concerned civil society organizations to look into the matter earnestly and initiate proactive steps to contain all these sporadic incidents. Further, the UNC drew the attention of various authorities and the responsible civil organizations in the state for immediate intervention to put at rest these wanton and unwarranted taking or frisking or detentions and various scriptures imposing upon Naga people in sporadic areas and unabated illegal taxations or extortions towards commuters and suppliers of essential commodities along the national highways and inter-district highways once and for all in the greater interest of all the communities living in the state of Manipur. Awareness on discipline and success strategies preparing for excellence held today. The KSO Tingnopal District hosted an awareness program titled Discipline and Success Strategies Preparing for Excellence at VLF Hall, Tingnopal. El Ngaite Manager, MRB Tingnopal, Sokulun Baiti, ZEO Tingnopal, Father James Baiti, Principal, St. Peter's School Tingnopal, were dignitaries who attended the program. The program aimed to inspire students from Tingnopal District to prioritize education, discipline, and success strategies for a brighter future. Education Secretary Mimin Mate emphasized on quality education will be prioritized in 2025. Exams will be conducted more strictly. Students' organizations will be requested to cooperate with exam duties. The program successfully gathered students and youth, providing valuable insights into discipline and success strategies, inspiring them to strive for excellence. Manipur police apprehended Senzam Suras Meiti, a 25-year-old alleged member of the proscribed Kangleipak Communist Party (KCP), linked to an assault case in Lamsang area. The arrest made in connections with the early morning attack on two individuals from Senapati on October 31st has prompted authorities to intensify investigations. Police have resisted a case and are interrogating the suspect as part of their ongoing efforts to dismantle violent activities associated with insurgent groups. Amid the heightened security alert, law enforcement and security forces have launched widespread area dominations and search operations across vulnerable regions within both the hill and valley districts of Manipur. Their goal is to enhance stability and curb insurgency activities in areas known to be at risk. To ensure the uninterrupted flow of essential goods, strict security protocols are in place along National Highway 37 and 2. Under this plan, authorities successfully facilitated the passage of 159 and 260 vehicles, respectively, carrying essential supplies. Convoys and enhanced security coverage have been arranged along sensitive stretches to maintain secure and efficient transport routes. In a further step towards fortifying security, a total of 99 checkpoints or nakas have been installed across multiple districts. These checkpoints, strategically located in both hill and valley regions, are manned by police personnel conducting inspections to prevent violations. So far, 7 individuals have been detained for various infractions across districts, underscoring the state's commitment to maintaining peace and order. A man, his son, and grandson were killed in a clash between two groups in Andhra Pradesh, Kakinada district, police said on Friday. The incident occurred in Salapaka village of Kazuluro Mandal during Diwali celebrations on Thursday night. Two groups attacked each other with knives, sickles, and other sharp-edged weapons, police said, attributing the triple murder to an old rivalry between the groups. 3 generations of one family were wiped out in the shocking incident. Police found the bodies of the victims lying in a pool of blood with their heads smashed and sickles in their hands. Preliminary investigations by the police suggest the attack was sparked by old rivalries and derogatory comments made by the victims towards the families of the accused. A police officer said both groups were drunk and attacked each other following an argument over the comments made by one group against the other. The victims were identified as Matula Ramesh, his son Batula Chini, and grandson Batula Raju. Senior police officials rushed the village, which was tense after the incident. The bodies were sifted for autopsy. Police personnel were deployed in the village to prevent further violence. Police have resisted a case and taken up investigations. The assailants fled after the attack, and the police formed special teams to arrest them. Meanwhile, 2 more incidents of group clashes have been reported from Guntur and Prakasham districts. 2 youths were injured in a clash between 2 groups at a fast food center in Guntur district. The incident occurred at Undavali center of Tadipali Mandal of Guntur district. According to police, the groups attacked each other with blasts following an argument over some issue. In another incident, 2 groups of students clashed in Prakasam district. The students from 3 engineering colleges attacked each other near Darimadugu. Few students were injured in the clash. 2 terrorists were gunned down by security forces during an encounter in Jammu and Kashmir's Anantnag district on Saturday. The gun battle broke out after security forces initiated anti-terrorist operations in the area. This came hours after a similar encounter broke out in Srinagar's Kanyar area. One of the terrorists was a foreigner, while the other was a local, news agency PTI reported while citing officials. However, to which group the terrorists were affiliated with is yet to be ascertained, the official added. Security forces launched the operations after receiving the input that some terrorists were hiding in the area. The officials say that the operations is ongoing and further details are awaited. This marked the 4th terrorist-related incident in the Kashmir Valley since Friday. 2 migrant workers from Uttar Pradesh were shot in Bugam districts on Friday. Both sustained injuries during the attack and have been shifted to JVC Hospital, Bemina in Srinagar, where they are receiving a treatment. Earlier in October, a doctor and 6 migrant workers were killed after terrorists opened fire at a construction site in the Sonarmarg area of Ganderbal district. On October 18, a migrant worker from Bihar was killed by terrorists in South Kashmir's Sofian district. The worker's body, bearing gunshot wounds, was discovered by locals in the area. At least 3 persons, including 10-month-old baby, were killed and 4 others sustained critical injuries when an eco-van skidded off the road and plunged into a deep gorge in the Chasana area of Rasi district in Jammu and Kashmir on Saturday. The accident took place at Chamalu Moor near Chasana, and the victims are believed to belong to the same family, police said. The private car was headed by Chasana from Rasi when its driver lost his control, they said. Aiding local volunteers found 3 of the occupants dead on the spot. 3 critically injured persons were rushed to hospital, official added. The incident comes days 4 people were killed and as many were injured in 2 separate road accidents in Ramban and Rasi districts on Wednesday. A cab bearing a Punjab registration number plunged into a deep gorge near Magarkut along Jammu to Srinagar in Ramban district around 7 a.m., killing the driver and a female passenger on the spot. They say 4 other passengers, Neha 35 years, Amand 36, Manisha 40, and Meghna 35, all residents of Maharashtra, were critically injured in the accident and were evacuated by rescuers comprising of police and local volunteers. The group was apparently visiting Kashmir on the holiday, they said. In another accident, the officials say 2 non-local laborers were killed when a dumper fell into a doors at Gulapura in the Chasana area of Rishi district around 4:30 a.m. The dumper was coming from Bakari towards Sungri, and both of its occupants, Surinder Singh, 42, of Punjab, and Munna Kumar, 26, of Bihar, died on the spot, they said. The bodies of the deceased were retrieved and shifted to a hospital for post-mortem. Hours after Prime Minister Narendra Modi slammed the Congress over unfulfilled poll promises, Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge hit back, saying Modi ki guarantee is a cruel joke on 140 crore Indians. Taking to X, Kharge wrote, Narendra Modi ji, lies, deceit, fakery, loot and publicity are the 5 adjectives which best describe your government. Your drumbeating regarding a 100-day plan was a cheap PR stunt. On May 16, 2024, you had also claimed that you took inputs from more than 20 lakh people for the roadmap for 2047. RTI filed in PMO declined to put forth details exposing your lies. The B in BJP stands for betrayal, while the J stands for Jumla. The Congress president added. He further attacked the Modi government on several issues including unemployment, inflation, etc. Asking what happened to 2 crore jobs per year promised by the BJP government, Kharge said. Why is India's unemployment rate at a 45-year high? Why are the stampedes witnessed wherever there are vacancies for a handful of jobs? Who is responsible for 70 paper leaks in 7 years? Who snatched 5 lakh government jobs by selling stake in PSUs? On inflation, the Congress leader asked, why have the household saving plans to a 50-year low? Why has the cost of a common thali increased by 52% in just last year? Tomato prices increased by 247%, potato by 180%, and onion by 60%. Who levied GST on essential food items such as milk, curd, atta, and dal? Who is penalizing the middle class through LTCG by indulging in tax terrorism? Asking what happened to Ajidin, Kharge said. Rupee is at an all-time low. Is it in the ICU or in Mardaksak Mandal? Your government has borrowed rupees 150 lakh plus crores in the past 10 years, amounting to a debt of rupees 1.5 lakh on every India. MSMEs have been destroyed through DEMO plus flow GST. Economic inequality is at 100-year high. Average growth is below 6% in this last decade, while during UPA was 8%. Private investment is at 20-year low, while average growth in manufacturing is just 3.1% in the past decade, while it was 7.85% during Congress UPA, flopping tall claims of Make in India. The Congress president also claimed that India's rank in the Global Hunger Index is 105 in 2024, while its rank in the UN Human Development Index is 134 and the Global Gender Gap Index is 129. He further sought to know why the center gave a clean sheet to China post-Galwan, red carpet for Chinese investment and ruining relations with every neighboring country. Jumla of doubling incomes of farmers by 2022, refusing legal guarantee for MSP. GST on 35 farm articles, turning permanent recruitment to armed forces to a temporary one through Agnipath. Modi is before finger pointing. Please note that Modi ki guarantee is a cruel joke on 140 crore Indians. Earlier in the day, PM Modi slammed the Congress for unfulfilled poll promises and said that the fiscal health of the Congress ruled states is turning from bad to worse. The Congress party is realizing the hard way that making unreal promises is easy, but implementing them properly is tough or impossible. Campaign after campaign, they promise things to the people, which they will never be able to deliver. Now, they stand badly exposed in front of the people. PM Modi said in a post on X on Friday. He claimed that the developmental trajectory of Congress-ruled states is worst. In the middle of the ongoing conflict with Iran-backed militant groups Hamas and Hezbollah, Israel is planning to make a new addition to its air defense system with the induction of the Iron Beam, which will use high-power lasers to shoot down incoming projectiles. The Israeli Defense Ministry stated that the new anti-missile defense system will complement the country's Iron Dome and other existing technologies, ushering in a new era of warfare. It will be operational within a year. Unlike the Iron Dome, Israel's well-known air defense system, which is already popular for intercepting rockets and missiles, the Iron Beam will use a cutting-edge laser system to bring down the incoming mortars, rockets, and drones with unprecedented precision. Designed by Rafael Advanced Defense Systems, the developer of Israel's Iron Dome, in collaboration with Elbit Systems, the Iron Beam can intercept targets at the speed of light over distances ranging from hundreds of meters to several kilometers. It features an unlimited supply of ammunition, near-zero cost per interceptions, and minimal collateral damage, according to Israel's Defense Ministry. Israel's Defense Ministry said on Monday it has earmarked $530 million to accelerate the development of the laser air defense system known as Iron Beam. The Ministry of Defense has signed a major deal worth approximately 2 billion shekels to significantly expand procurement of the laser interception systems Iron Beam, a statement said. Defense company Elbit said in a separate statement the ministry granted it a contract worth about $200 million specifically to develop Iron Beam. The system is aimed at improving the interceptions of drones and other projectiles which Hezbollah in Lebanon has fired at Israel since the start of the war in Gaza in support of its Palestinian ally Hamas. It comes after Israel announced in late September it had received a new U.S. military aid package worth $8.7 billion at a time when it is at war with both Hamas in Gaza and Hezbollah in Lebanon. At least 47 people were killed in overnight Israeli airstrikes on the central Gaza city of Deir al-Balah. The nearby Nusayrat refugee camp and the town of El-Zawaidah. Aerial attack hit several homes in Nusayrat, including those sheltering families displaced from elsewhere in Gaza. Many of the victims were women and children, Palestinian news agency Wafa reported. Search and rescue operations are underway to find people trapped under rubble. Residents rushed to help people caught in initial strikes only to be hit by subsequent bombings, witnesses told the agency. Bodies and injured people were taken to Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital, medical staff said. Medical staff said it is the only functioning hospital in central Gaza, but it is overwhelmed. Dr. Khalil Al-Jagan, a spokesman for the facility, told the National. With only 200 beds, it now hosts over 600 patients and tents have been set up outside for emergency care. Staff have been forced to treat many injured patients on the floor of the reception area. More than 43,000 people have been killed in Gaza since the war between Israel and Hamas broke out last October, with more than 1 lakh injured. The latest strikes on central Gaza came after Israel on Thursday launched an attack on the Gamal Atwan Hospital in the north of Enclave, injuring several staff members and damaging recently delivered life-saving supplies. Israel has accused Hamas of using the hospital in the city of Beit Lahal for military purposes and say dozens of terrorists were hiding there. Gaza health officials and Hamas denied the accusations. The strike set on fire a medical supply storage area, which had recently been restocked by the World Health Organization after numerous urgent appeals. Kamal Adwan Hospital nursing director A. Sabat told the National. The flames destroyed vital supplies, leaving nothing to help stabilize injured patients. Medical teams sustained minor burns and injuries while trying to contain the fire. He called for international intervention to support the healthcare system in northern Gaza, which he said was unable to provide life-saving treatment amid mounting casualties and a lack of ambulances and emergency personnel. The World Health Organization condemned the attack on Kamal Atwan, while medical charity Doctors Without Borders voiced concern for one of its medics detained by Israeli forces at the site. WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said on X that the attack also hit at desalination stations and water tanks on top of the buildings. The hospital has been barely functioning since the most recent raid. The latest attack is putting patients' lives at grave risk, he said. The health situation in northern Gaza is appalling. We call on everyone to protect hospitals and fully comply with international humanitarian law. Last week, Israeli troops raided Kamal Atwan, causing extensive damage and detaining medical staff. Israeli forces began a siege of northern Gaza more than 3 weeks ago, blocking the entry of aid and medical assistance. Israel has said its goal is to eradicate the operational infrastructure of Hamas. Elsewhere in the north, Israel dropped leaflets on the city of Zabalia on Friday telling people to flee south away from the violence. But Mohammed Al-Zamal, a 25-year-old resident of the area, told the National he would stay despite daily bombings and drones attack targeting anyone who moves. We are determined to stay on our land, he said. We are living in terror in Zabalia and its surrounding, as the occupation insists on displacing us by enemies. Spain is in 3 days of mourning with flags at half-staff after floods claimed at least 205 lives in the country's worst natural disaster in recent history. Scientists say climate change helps explain why the storms and floods were so extreme. Yet, as rescue workers continue to search mud-filled homes and rain continues to fall, urgent questions have emerged about whether communications failures may have contributed to the death toll. There was enough time to warn people? George Alsina, director of Observatory of Climatology of the University of Asilante, said in an interview with the Washington Post. The meteorological alert did not reach the citizens properly and on time. Residents of the hard-hit town of Paiporta told the Post that people had been playing soccer, walking in the streets, and otherwise going about their normal lives Tuesday, with no sense that their creek was about to overflow with such power that the deluge could destroy a bridge and stack cars on top of one another. Miguel Angel, a Valencia area resident, recounted that he got the shelter-in-place message on his phone after floodwaters had already engulfed his car. At about 8 o'clock, when I was up to my neck in water for an hour and swallowing mud, I heard the civil protections alert, he told El Diario. The case of the Valencia floods highlights the critical importance and challenges of communicating guidance to help people navigate weather more extreme than anything they have ever experienced. In Spain, an emergency system is designed to directly inform residents of severe weather threats through mobile phone alerts. It was used for the first time in Madrid last year and quickly decreased after storms turned out to be less severe than predicted. This week, people criticizing the response have been asking why the residents weren't told earlier to stay inside and why 12 hours passed between when Spain's state meteorology agency issued a red alert and when local government officials blasted people's phones. By the time the SMS alert came, an area populated by hundreds of thousands of people was already facing life-threatening conditions from flash floods that rapidly turned streets into rivers, overwhelmed villages, and sent residents fleeing to the roofs of homes. While the floods were severe and swift, it didn't help that the government of Valencia did not issue until 8:12 p.m. the warning that the situation was extreme and that people should stay home, said Isabel, director of Barcelona Laboratory for Urban Environmental Justice and Sustainability. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.